Hello everyone. As the title suggests, we're going to kind of crack the nut of advertising on jerseys. I've got a few jerseys here, not just hockey, to sort of highlight my points, and we can kind of go through that. It looks like it's inevitable. Like the conversation really started ramping up a few years ago, but now we're kind of at that next point. We're at the next, with hockey-related revenue, of course, being impacted by COVID. It's probably inevitable that jerseys are going to have advertising on it. Now, before you go in the comments and be like, oh, the tradition of the sport, pretty much every sport has a similar lineage of the NHL. AFL here, which is, our Australian football, has an extremely similar story to the NHL. Like, it's actually quite scary. Like, it all started in Victoria, so it all started in Canada. And then it kind of ramped up from there. It started in the late 1800s, which, obviously very early 19s for a lot of the, Stanley Cup and those sort of things, and ice hockey getting off the ground. But it came to the traditionalism and the fact that it was a workers' league for quite a while until like the 70s and 80s. And then obviously, players needed to stop needing to get jobs and whatnot. But, and you still, pay homage to some of the crazy feats. Even stats-wise, like it is like, the 100-goal seasons, players kicking 100 goals is unheard of now in the era of AFL. And same deal with like Gretzky, getting 90-odd. And then, just no one being able to get anywhere near that feat again. So yeah. But the reason why I wanted to make this video is where I think that you could put a logo and where you could put badges of, advertisers to make more money, and how you can do it tastefully, and also what not to do. So let's start with a bad example. Rugby union. Probably, say my fourth favourite sport, maybe fifth. Cricket, F1s, AFL, NHL would be above it. But we do have a team in Canberra, unlike all the other sports that I go for, that I follow. Canberra doesn't have really a team in any of those, especially NHL. There's no NHL franchise in Canberra in Australia. So here are the Brumbies. This is their jersey. They're from a few years ago, but it's still very similar. That is their logo, or was their logo at the time. And then you can see where most of this is just advertising. This is very like the EPL. In somewhat. Huge thing of Computer Associates up here, University of Canberra here, and ca.com at the back, and then DHL on the sides. So they're obviously milking as much real estate as they possibly can. I don't like the fact that the badge or the jersey itself is mostly an advertising board. I don't want jerseys to ever get like this in the NHL. I've never liked jerseys where it really is a blank canvas with a small little logo just to say, oh yeah, remember the thing that you're here to watch? This is us, but the rest of it's just a billboard for advertising. Also in your screen are like some of the European jerseys, which, are just a nightmare. Like, I don't want it to ever get there. It might, and, I don't get a say in it, but that's what I don't want it to get to. This is more what I want. So this is my AFL team's jersey. They wear singlets because, they run pretty much a half marathon every game, so it's a bit of a nightmare. But this is one of the few teams that don't have an emblem. They used to. They'll be on your screen now. But they went back to the hoops a few years ago to pay homage to the older team that used to be under there, the Footscray Bulldogs. Now they're the Western Bulldogs. And they have Mission up here, which is a taco brand that you can buy at like your grocery store. Which is kind of weird because everyone else has banks and airlines, and my club's poor. My club's poor, and we have the second best store-bought taco brand sponsoring our jerseys, but it's fine. And then at the back, it's just a pretty small logo there, and that's what most of the jerseys are. Most of them are, it's pretty eccentric that, the hoops is more the logo. There'll be something on your screen now that will be what their old logo was. And the advertising is just part of that. It builds in with the colour, and it kind of flows. It flows nicely. You would say it's pretty tasteful. That's the one thing you'd say. And then also, every jersey has the AFL on there as well. They don't have captains, but they do have numbers on the back, which is located here. So that's what I think the NHL should head through. Here's Buffalo Sabres. It's the 50th anniversary jersey. icon on the back, captain here. So I'm thinking if you've got advertising space, we already have NHL badge on here. So it's not like the AFL where we need to fill the pocket here. So I think we can put something here. A small badge, just of who's sponsor. I also think you should shorten the number and put something just below, I don't know if that's on the camera, just below here. Keep this bit free because I do like the fact that we have stripings at the end of jerseys. And then I think that's it. I think that's a good compromise. That's how you can tastefully advertise in this league. If you want to even avoid the front and just go the back, I think that's a way you can do it. But just have the one sponsor. Just have the one. Just have the one, have a little emblem at the front, have the thing at the back, or just the thing at the back. There's tons of sports that just do the thing at the back. And I think that will really be tasteful. But the one thing about the NHL jersey is it is quite busy. Like, there's a lot going on, but it's definitely not a billboard for advertising. It's not like, I don't think we're ever going to see like this logo shrunk in the corner and then just everything else advertising. I never like it when the middle of the jersey is just an advert. And you're like, no, it shouldn't be. But I don't have a problem with an ad down here. Like, look how giant that number is. Like, we don't need that to be that big. So yeah, they can shrink that and put an emblem or something down there. And I think that's how you can... If you are to compromise, and if you're against advertising on jerseys, probably need to just give your head a shake a little bit because most sports do it. It's really North America that doesn't. Like, that seems to be the one sport that has really held off doing it. I mean, the EPL, which has way more tradition than the NHL, I mean, yeah, if there's a Dubai airline, they sponsor one of those teams. But I mean, that sport's just worldwide reach, so it's slightly different than the NHL. But yeah, I don't have a problem with car brands or Delta or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, you know, having a small logo at the bottom. I think you can get away with that and it'd be fine. If you are going to do it at the front, I think it has to be very minimal. I'd rather it on the back of the jersey. And yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? I just want to make a short video on it. I kind of had some thoughts on it, on how they could do advertising on jerseys, and a few things of what not to do. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Comments down below. Yeah, give me a good indicator of where you guys are at. If you did like this video, hit the like button. If you're already subscribed, that is. If you aren't subscribed, I mean, hit the subscribe button. You just watch me talk about jerseys. And it really helps with motivation levels, because if I get one, I'm like, ooh, I did something right. So yeah, it does help out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.